Okay, so welcome back. We are starting our second module. It's module 2. It's integers, and we're looking forward to diving straight in. Okay, so integers are positive numbers and negative numbers and zero. All the numbers we've dealt with so far have been what we call natural numbers, all right? And natural numbers are whole numbers from 1 onwards. And the way we represent them is with that funny looking n. It's actually got a little extra line in the middle of it, right? But today we're going to start looking at negative numbers. Negative numbers happen in our everyday life. So for example, suppose the temperature is 5 degrees and it drops by 8 degrees. What will it be? Well, when it drops by 5, it goes to 0. Now it's going to go down below 0, another 3. -1, -2, -3 degrees. All right? If I have a balance of 500 Rand on my credit card and I spend 750 Rand, right? What that means is that we are actually going to go below 0. We are going to owe the bank money, right? What is 500 less 750? 500 take away 750. That's right, it's -250. Okay, so the numbers that we're now going to be dealing with are called the integers, right? And what integers are is that they are positive and negative whole numbers and zero. So there they are. They start, there's no smallest one. They go from minus millions to plus millions, okay? But they are all whole numbers, positive and negative. We can put them on a number line like that. All right, so there's 0. And then we've got positive numbers getting bigger that way and negative numbers getting smaller as we move off to the left. So a really important idea before we do anything further is to make sure that we can put things on the number line in the right places. Not exactly in the right places, but just in the right order. So what we want you to do now is pause the video briefly and just put these numbers in order on the number line. Okay. Okay, so maybe a fairly obvious number to start with would be 0. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tick them off as I put them on. Okay, so there's 0. Now, let's look at the positive ones. We've got 3 and we've got 5. Which one must come first? Well, 3 must definitely come somewhere over here, and 5 maybe over there. Right, now we've done 5 and we've also done 3. Now we've got -2, -6, and -8. Right, now -2 is somewhere over here. -6, maybe somewhere over here. And -8, somewhere over there. I'm not too worried about the gaps, okay? But what we are worried about is, did you get them in the right place? Okay, now we're going to answer some questions which are true or false questions, okay? And let's just ask a really simple one first, okay? Is 5 bigger than 3? Or 5 bigger than 3, true or false? Yes, of course 5 is bigger than 3. All right, but what about -5? Is -5 bigger than 3? Okay, now -5 is over here, and 3 is over here. When a number is bigger, it needs to be the right of the other number. All right, -5 is to the left of 3. -5 is not bigger than 3. This would be false. Okay, this would be false. Right, we're going to ask you to pause the video and we're going to ask you to try and do the next, just the next 4 little questions, whether they're true or false. Okay, 6 bigger than -7, true. 0 less than -2, false. 0 is to the right of. Remember, to the right of means bigger. -6 is less than -5, true. All right, not true, false. -6, sorry guys, okay, -6 is definitely less than -5. Sorry. There's negative 6. There's negative 5. Negative 6 is less than negative 5. Negative 10 bigger than negative 12. Now just picture where they are on the number line, right? In your head, try and just picture if negative 10 is here, negative 12 is here. And because negative 10 is to the right of negative 12, this is true. Okay. Next up, we're going to ask you to pause the video again, and we're going to ask you to put the right sign in here. Is it one of these saying less than, okay, or is it one of these saying greater than? So choose the right sign to make these true. Okay, negative 3 is greater than negative 7. 8 is greater than negative 1. Negative 5 is less than 9. And negative 6 is less than negative 2. Okay, so there they are. And you might feel we need to practice some more of those. Well, remember there's loads of blank pages in the previous section. And so your teacher can write up some more if you want. Okay. Let's turn over now. We're going to talk about an additive inverse. An additive inverse is the integer that will kind of cancel out our integer. In other words, together they will add to 0. They add to 0 together and they form what we call a zero pair. So let's say we had a debt of minus 3 Rand. We owe 3 Rand. Minus 3. What's the additive inverse? It's plus 3. Now, when we write numbers, we don't need to write the plus, right? If we write 3, we mean plus 3. Okay, the additive inverse of 7, negative 7. The additive inverse of positive 5, notice this is positive 5, negative 5. And lastly, the additive inverse of negative 43, positive 43. Right, now we don't have to write the plus 43, but it's not wrong to write the plus 43. Each of these, if we add them, will form what we call a zero pair. If you add that and that, you're going to get 0. If you add that and that, you're going to get 0. If you add that and that, you're going to get 0. And lastly, if you add that and that, you're going to get 0. Okay. All right. Now, what we're going to ask you to do is a whole lot of calculations. All right. Now, but the big idea here, before we dive in, and we'll do one or two together, and then we're going to ask you to do lots. All right. Before we dive in, we add 2 and we take away 6. Now, when we subtract, we move to the left because we are getting smaller. Subtract. And when we add, we move to the right. Okay, so 2, so we're going to start off with 2, positive 2, subtract 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We end up at negative 4. Okay, now let's just, without even thinking about the number line, let's just think as to why that would make sense. If we had 2 Rand and we spent 6 Rand, we would be at negative 4 Rand. Okay, let's think about negative 3, add 7. Now when we add, we're going to move to the right. Okay, and I'm going to ask you this question. How far should we move to get to 0? Well, we need to move 1, 2, 3, and how many more do we still need to move? Another 4. Our final answer is positive 4. If you need to find the number on the number line and then count, not a problem. Negative 3 plus 4. 1, 2, sorry, negative 3 plus 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's our answer, positive 4. Right, remember, negative 2, we're starting here. Subtract 5, so we're going to go more to the left, more negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 7. Right, with time, you'll get really good at this and you won't even need to think about the number line. We're going to ask you to pause the video and try all the questions on the rest of this page, but talk to one another, talk to the person next to you, and if you're finding them difficult, Then let the video play again and watch another 3 and then try some more. Okay. Okay, here we go. -8 plus 3. -8 plus 3 is -5. We start at -8 and we move 3 to the right. 5 subtract 9. We start at 5 and we subtract 9. Of those 9, remember we're moving to the left. Okay, of those 9, 5 of them will take us back to 0. And now we're still going to move another 4 to the left. So we get -4. -3 subtract 1. When we subtract 1, we must move left. -4. -3 add 8. When we add 8, we must move to the right. Of those 8, 3 of them are going to just take us up to 0, and then we're going to need another 5. The answer is 5. Can we write plus 5? Yes. Do we need to write the plus? No. 4 subtract 5. +4 subtract 5. And you will notice because we're subtracting a number bigger than 4, we're actually going to end up with a negative answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we get -1. -6, we're at -6. We're over here. All right, subtract 1. When we subtract 1, we're going to go to -7. Okay, -4, add 4. Well, -4, add 4, that's easy, just 0. +8, subtract 10. All right, so we're at 8 and we're going to subtract 10. 8 of those 10 will take us to 0 and we're going to be at -2. -4, subtract another 2. -6. Hala, I think we're getting this. 5, subtract 1. Ah, that's so easy. That we did in grade 3, maybe. 5, subtract 1, 4. Do I need to write +4? No. -1, add 5. Remember, when we add, we're going to move to the right. -1 plus 5, 4. 7, subtract 2. That's also easy. That's also like a grade 3 sum because it doesn't involve, these are both, this is just a +7 subtract 2 and the answer is 5. Okay. All right. There are more. There are loads more on the next page. Pause the video, try them, and then we'll have another look. Okay, -2 plus 6, 4. -2 plus 5, 3. -3 subtract 5, -8. 5 subtract 8, -3. 10 subtract 20, -10. -9 add 12, +3. All right, 5 subtract 12, -7. -3 subtract 5, -8. 4 subtract 7, -3. -3 subtract 5, -8. -2 add 4, +2. 6 subtract 8, -2. -10 add 16. -10 add 16 is just 6. Now I want to just pause briefly here and explain something. We can swap the order of operations around. In other words, if we know that if we've got 5 and we add 5 and we add 3, we can also do 3 and add 5. Okay, so have a look at this. What's really important is with a number, the sign is the sign in front of the number, to the left of the number. So here we've got two numbers. We've got -10 and 16. All right? We can swap those two around. Okay? And so we can, instead of doing -10 plus 16, we can just as easily do plus 16 minus 10. Okay, I'm going to just highlight the minus 10 is that blue piece, and the plus 16 is the pink piece. Now, 16 minus 10, we know the answer is 6. Notice that the answer is exactly what we got before. Okay, we're going to do more of that next time, but just so that you're aware of it. Okay, let's have a look now. Let's carry on. 4 subtract 8. All right, we've got 4 things that we take away 8, we'll definitely have a negative answer. And the answer is going to be negative 4. Negative 4, add 4, 0. Negative 3, add 5. We add negative 3 and we move 5 to the right, we get 2. Do we need to write plus 2? No. Is it wrong to write plus 2? No. Is it a waste of ink to write plus 2? Yes. Okay. Negative 2, subtract 5. We're at negative 2, we're going to go left 5. We'll end up at negative 7. And negative 10 plus 18, negative 10 plus 18 is going to be positive 8. Once again, I just want to show you that negative 10 plus 18, we could change that. We could switch it round. That negative goes with the 10. This here goes with, this plus goes with the 18. And if we swap them round, right, if we swap them round, it would be plus 18 minus 10. And plus 18 minus 10 is also 8. Okay, there's the plus 18 in blue, right, and there's the minus 10 in yellow. And both answers are 8. It's the same sum, just swapped. Okay, we're going to stop there, and we'll look. There are some more. You can try these before we next see you, all right, and we will talk about them next time. Okay, enjoy your day.